Hello everybody, welcome back to the Deli Society. My name is Kristen if you haven't met me before, and today I'm going to talk you through my favourite Australian fabric designers. Thank you for tuning back in today, and I hope you are looking forward to seeing some fantastic Australian fabric designers. I've got a few pieces of fabric that I want to show you today, and I also would like to take you through a few garments that I have made with Australian designed fabric. Today I have got on a Lodo pattern, which is from True Bias. This is a brilliant, comfortable knit dress. If you ever wanted to have something that almost feels like you have got a nightie or secret pajamas, just the most beautiful thing to wear. And recently they have increased their size range as well on True Bias. This particular dress, I will give you a little bit of a look, and it's actually as I say, it's a knit dress. It's got a V-neck as well, which is lovely, and a little cap sleeve. The V-neck and sleeve is done with a woven interfacing, even though it's a knit fabric. That gives it a beautiful stability. I think that's one of the key features of the dress. It won't bag out or sag at the neckline, keeping with that woven interfacing. So now we're talking about the fabric, of course. This is a Jocelyn Proust fabric, which Spotlight in Australia does feature as one of their key Australian artists. Her fabric is in so many different varieties. Now you can find Jo Proust on Instagram and Facebook, and she has her own website. But in Spotlight, the fabric they do cater for in there is predominantly quilting and furnishing fabric. She has so many designs, and usually in beautiful flora and fauna. And also her last year her fabric range came out in wovens and in knits in the fashion fabrics as well. So you can find her fabric in the upholstery section, the quilting section, and of course the kitchenwares, things like aprons and that type of thing, and cushions, bedding, and yeah, as I say, apparel fabric as well. So I love this fabric. It's just a beautiful quality as well. It's that really nice cotton interlock jersey that washes and wears really lovely. So you'll see the flora, the native Australian flora, the little gumnut design on here. So you'll find a lot of her fabrics on Spotlight in all different ranges. And I know for Christmas in particular, she brought out the beautiful novelty range, the little koalas and the cockatoos mixed in with things like the proteas and the waratah and all the different Australian flora as well. So a really beautiful range of fabrics. Now another fabric last year that I did purchase from Spotlight as well, I know they still do have it, and you'll find it more in towards the quilting fabric, even though it's actually not quilting fabric. This is like a cotton linen, and I made this in a beautiful cockatoo print. This is actually a Marilla Walker basic design top, which is the Maya top. Now on the Tizzuti blog, they actually did this little sleeve extension hack that I just thought was great, because I like that little bit of an extension on a sleeve, and I added my own denim piping on there as well, and the contrasting denim interfacing, and I just think it came out really beautiful. And you can have little side splits, which is what I've done on that pattern as well. Or you can just do the straight cut. So the Maya is a really great basic boxy top that you can showcase a really interesting fabric with. As being a cotton linen as well, it's a really nice breathable fabric. And as you can see, the beautiful novelty prints, there's so much work involved in her design. I know she's got a beautiful black cockatoo one, and there's a gorgeous red and black print as well that I've been eyeing off for quite some time. But you could really go crazy with her fabrics, because as I say, so much range there and very widely available as well. So that is from Spotlight. So and I've actually got some little matching earrings that I bought with the cockatoos from Blue Serendipity Designs. I'll link her store as well. She makes Australian flora and fauna earrings, so a lot of that will go with the Jo Proust design. So if you like a little bit of matching, she is an American lady that came to live in Australia that has her own little Etsy shop. So Jill, her name. I think I might have actually spoken about her earrings before on the channel, but I get quite a few of her earrings to match my Jo Proust fabrics, and she loves Jo Proust. I think she bases a lot of her designs on that as well. So really pretty fabric. Now another fabric designer you might have heard me talk about before is Nerida Hansen. On my Instagram channel, I just recently did a little fabric unpacking that I actually bought a few of her things. Her fabric, she actually showcases a lot of Australian and different artists. I think the fabric I purchased last week was from a British designer that has come to live in Melbourne now, and she picks up a lot of artists, like it was Miranda Saffron. Her fabric, I'll just show you here, is absolutely gorgeous. So it's her print and her designs, and Nerida Hansen will showcase a lot of those artists on her website. So her fabrics are always available in either quilting cotton, cotton sateen, or a cotton linen. And the midweight cotton also, I think you can use a lot of that for apparel or for quilting. But I always choose the cotton sateen. It's really hot here today. Sorry if I'm getting a bit flushed. It's boiling. It's like it's sort of a mid-30s, but there's no wind at the moment, which is why it's need her own personal fan at the moment. Nerida Hansen, as I say, she showcases a lot of different designers, and I just think it's great to be able to go through her website and see all the different artists and what they're bringing out and putting onto fabric and textile printing. So really interesting stuff. So Miranda Saffron, her fabric, she's a famous illustrator, and her artwork on Instagram is just gorgeous. I love a lot of her prints, and I'm really interested in going on her Etsy site and maybe ordering a couple of her prints to put up at home as well. Very almost storybook looking artwork, but almost like adult storybook, but things that you think back when you're a child that really bring back those nostalgic feelings, and a lot of different garden imagery and ferns and animals. She has a lot of cats in her prints as well, so really worth having a look, and I will link her Etsy store as well. I will link all the designers I've spoken about today in my description box. So Miranda Saffron, which you can purchase off Nerida Hansen's website. This is the cotton sateen I bought last week, which I am so in love with. I think it might have sold out online, but in saying that, there's a lot of other beautiful prints on there as well that you probably will fall in love with like I did. The sateen is such a gorgeous weight. Now, normally cotton sateen can be a bit rigidy, a bit stiff. This is the most soft, light cotton sateen I've ever felt before. Almost bordering on that feel like a viscose rayon, that kind of light weight. So I think you'd be really happy with it. Of course, I'm always going for the mustard, but I just think the blue contrast in that is really stunning, and the daisy prints as well. So you can see what I mean about the illustration work in that, almost looking like a fairy tale storybook style artwork into the fabric. So you can kind of get that image, what you think her art will look like, and it really is just gorgeous. So that's a beautiful, I'll show the camera close. It's a beautiful colorway, and just really delicate flowers on there as well. So, and that was on sale. I I was very lucky to get what was left of that one. So yeah, jump online. The other fabric that I've got from Nerida Hansen as well, which I picked up at the Finders Keepers market that was in Melbourne. They always have one. I think they might have 3 a year. Usually they have one in July, one at Christmas, and maybe one around April. I'm not positive on that, but Nerida Hansen, she had her store there, and I went up and sort of went through her fabrics, and of course so much choice, so much beautiful fabric to choose from. It's an impossible task to pick just one, but I had a bit of a budget that day. I wasn't going to spend over my budget. I just decided to pick one thing and get 2 meters of it to make a top, which is what I stuck to. Now, on my first introduction episode for the Dahlia Society, you might have seen me in this particular top. It's a gorgeous, another cotton sateen fabric. This is another Marilla Walker Mercury collection top. same beautiful kind of boxy style, but this time with the sleeve and with all the self-facings as well. It's a really, really good basic style top. And I wanted the fabric to do all the talking. I'll pop some pictures up of me in this as well. I wanted the fabric to do all the talking, so I didn't want to have anything that was too much styling in the pattern. I wanted to have a very basic style top that I could just show the fabric off to all its glory. But yeah, it's a beautiful oriental, almost like Japanese inspired print with a dusky rose against the jade background. So it's so nice to wear. Very light, as I say, for a cotton sateen, very light as well. But I had a lot of wear out of that through winter, and I want it again through summer as well, here and there. That particular pattern of Marilla Walkers too, you'll see it's got little cuffs on the end as well there. So a really, really lovely, versatile, easy wearing pattern to wear. And you really do get what you pay for in regards to the quality of and also supporting local artists as well. I think it's very important to remember that if you're buying for quality rather than quantity and you're wanting one special thing, then it's worth investing and supporting artists as well. Now, the last local Australian fabric designer I've chosen today to talk about is Ellie Whittaker. Now, Ellie Whittaker has her own website and she's also on Instagram as well. She has got this beautiful, vibrant colour, very Australiana looking fabrics that I just fell in love with, and almost reminds me back in the 80s. Jenny Key and Ken Doan had really a huge following in the 80s with their designs. I'll pop some links up so you guys, it might bring back your memory there. And I know internationally they were also very famous for their Australiana style designs, the little Sydney Harbour bridges on the floral and also the native fauna on a lot of their garments as well. So it made it very popular. This Ellie Whittaker fabric really reminds me of that. Now in Spotlight, her fabric is predominantly in the upholstery section. I think she might have some in the quilting section as well. But on her online store, she has a lot more wider variety of fabrics to choose from in different weights as well. But I wanted to go and have a look at the print in person. So I went into Spotlight and I actually went to the upholstery section and I found this gorgeous beach hut fabric, which I fell in love with. It's really cute. This one here is really nice. This Ellie Whittaker fabric's on special, so it's actually in the upholstery department, but I'm going to make a skirt out of that. And I'll show you the colours in that. It's actually quite a lightweight cotton for being it's almost like a quilting or an upholstery fabric, but I'm pretty sure you could make any kind of soft furnishings out of that as well. But it's being a light enough weight to wear for a skirt or a pinafore or something like that. But the print in that I'll show you just up close. The beautiful use of colour in her print is amazing. She just has this knack of using complementary colours that just pop when you look at the fabric. On her website recently, she had a fundraiser for a bushfire relief that she donated the funds from a particular fabric design towards the bushfires as well, which was fantastic. And she had this gorgeous, it was like flames, like red and orange together, and I missed out on the fabric. It had sold out so quickly, but her designs are just very unique. She almost has the sort of like the indigenous feel that she's incorporated into some of that artwork as well, or she's taken inspiration, as I should say, from the indigenous artwork that she may have seen. There's in particular, there's a snake print that I've seen that looks amazing as well. So look on her Instagram and you will see all the people that have sewn up clothing from her fabrics. Now, there are many, many more Australian artists and textile art, I should say, fabric designers as well out there. And I think it's very important to know that if you are an aspiring textile print designer and you want to put your own, make your own fabric, or even just test it out and see how you go, there is Spoonflower that you can always design your own fabrics. Now, my eldest daughter, Phoebe, she's actually doing an arts course at the moment. She used, for one of her projects, she actually made her own fabric and designed it all with digital art. Teachers were really thrilled. That was something really unique no one had thought of. They were all doing their own little projects, and she had heard about Spoonflower through me, so she actually did the digital art, and she got a little swatch sent out after a couple of weeks to see if she liked it. You also get to choose the what composition you want, like either cotton linen or midweight cotton. Really, it's up to you. And once you're happy with the look of that, you can then order how many meters you'd like. A lot of the printing with Spoonflower is done over in Germany as well, and also in the US. So it depends really what you order, the type of fabric, I think, where it comes from. They also use a really economical way of dyeing the fabrics, which uses a lot less ink in their fabric manufacturing. So it's a really sustainable way of printing. It's a little bit on the pricier side, but if you've got an image in mind and you wanted to make up your own fabric design, it's a fantastic thing to do to get really fun and creative and wear your own art virtually. So definitely look into Spoonflower. Many, many other artists on there as well. You can order their fabric. So I will link all of those artists and designers I've talked about in the description box below. If you liked this episode today, don't forget to click and subscribe. Hit the little bell to get notified for my new episodes. And I will be joining you next week for the newest episode to come. Thank you so much for coming today. Bye for now.